This is the movie that critics officially crowned the worst film ever made. And yet, decades later, people still gather to watch it, quote it, and adore it. The secret is that its failures are so pure, so gloriously committed, that they curdled all the way back around into something nobody can stop loving. Behind the camera stood Edward D. Wood Jr., a filmmaker with boundless ambition and almost no budget to match it. He wanted to make a grand statement about aliens, the dead, and the foolishness of mankind. What he actually made became the punchline of 1,000 jokes, and he never knew it would outlive everything else he touched. Wood's secret weapon was Bela Lugosi, the immortal face of Dracula and a genuine Hollywood legend. The trouble was that Lugosi died after only a small amount of footage had ever been shot. Most directors would have quietly buried the project right there. Ed Wood was not most directors. Refusing to abandon his star, Wood made a decision so bizarre it became legendary. He hired his wife's chiropractor to stand in for the deceased Lugosi. The only problem was that the chiropractor was noticeably taller and looked nothing like the man he was replacing. To disguise the swap, the stand-in simply held a cape up over the lower half of his face for nearly every shot. He creeps through the film with one arm raised, hiding behind black fabric. Audiences can see exactly what is happening, and that helpless transparency is half the charm. The graveyard set has become the stuff of legend, and not for the reasons Wood intended. The tombstones were cardboard, and they visibly wobble and tip whenever an actor brushes against them. At one point, a marker simply gets knocked over, and the scene just keeps right on going. The alien invasion fleet was supposed to be terrifying. Instead, the flying saucers look suspiciously like paper plates, and if you watch closely, you can spot the strings holding them aloft. They wobble across the sky with all the menace of a mobile hanging over a crib. Continuity was never Wood's strong suit, and the film proves it constantly. A single scene will leap from bright daylight to pitch darkness and back again between cuts. Characters walk out of one time of day and arrive in a completely different one, as if the sun itself couldn't keep its story straight. The plot involves aliens enacting their 9th plan to stop humanity from destroying the universe. That plan, the big climactic scheme, is to resurrect the dead and march them against the living. It is a genuinely strange and almost poetic idea, buried under cardboard, capes, and string. Here's what separates Plan 9 from forgettable junk. It is utterly, painfully sincere. Wood believed in this film with his whole heart and reached for greatness on a budget of pocket change. That gap between soaring ambition and clattering reality is exactly what makes it impossible to look away. Years after its release, Plan 9 was rediscovered and named the worst film ever made, and that title turned out to be a gift. Suddenly, everyone wanted to see just how bad it really was. Curiosity became affection, and affection became a genuine cult following that has never faded. Today, Plan 9 from Outer Space is celebrated, not despite its flaws, but because of them. It is the proud champion of so bad it's good cinema, screened at midnight to rooms full of fans who know every clumsy cut. Ed Wood failed at making a masterpiece and accidentally made something far rarer, a movie people genuinely love forever. Because the film slipped into the public domain, anyone can watch, copy, and share Plan 9 completely legally. That open access is a big reason it spread so far and endured so long. A movie nobody would finance properly became one everybody could keep alive. So the worst movie ever made turned out to be one of the most immortal, all because one stubborn dreamer refused to quit on a dead star and a cape. There are dozens more stories like this waiting in the archive. This is The Real Vault. Subscribe and let's crack open the next one together.